and we see it all the time. People post it, like, you know, post content of it, like, this traveling while black.
Traveling while black.
This is me getting, you know, bombarded by all these people, or people just looking at me, taking photos of me, whether knowingly or unknowingly. It can be awkward.
Yeah. I mean, when I was in India, it was like if Beyonce came to the United States.
Yeah.
Like, not the United States, but like in your neighborhood. Like, and you just couldn't help yourself. And I'm not calling myself Beyonce. I'm just saying. Just saying. It was, we were bombarded with, can I take a picture with you? Can I take a picture, to the point where the tour guide had to say,
stop,
lay off of them, all right? Because at first we were like, okay, cool. Like, understandably, you guys don't see black people often.
Oh, yeah.
So
and
I understood where it was coming
from. That
from.
is usually where it stems from. So again, like, all of these things we're discussing, we're not saying are bad things.
No.
Because a lot of times it could be a respect thing where it's like, you know, it's a value. Like, I never saw something so beautiful and admirable. Like, I've only seen this on television. The thing that I don't like about it is, what you gonna do with them pictures of me? Hey y'all.
Hey y'all, hey. Welcome to another episode of Travel
Fly
Sexy. I'm your co-host, 𝗕𝗏𝒂𝒗𝒆𝒍, owner of Travel Goddess International.
And I'm your co-host, Sincerely Jasmine, founder of Boss Babes Love Brunch.
Period. Today, guys, we are talking traveling while black. Because, I mean, at this point, we've 51 episodes later, we never actually talked about, like, traveling with some melanin. So, even though that's us.
What if the listeners don't know we black?
Well, we black, y'all.
Black women. Y'all don't know we black. That's crazy. I'm just playing.
But this episode's for everyone, because this will help you educate yourself on, you know, just some things that we as black folk may or may not appreciate.
Do's and don'ts.
And then for the black folk, this will probably resonate with you. So, so stick around as we discuss traveling while black, some questions and encounters that black travelers have abroad. But before we jump into all of that, a little bit of goddess mail from our inbox to yours. What is going on in the world of travel, Jazz?
Oh, I'm a little scared to travel right now.
It's getting real ghetto.
It's getting a little too ghetto.
Like, United, what's good?
Yeah. And it's just like, okay, so this year has just been a very interesting year for the planes.
I don't like it.
The planes have been going through some things. So this specifically was just a super bumpy ride. Passengers were just like recording how unsettling this ride was. And they were in the air. So this wasn't like during landing.
That's what I couldn't figure out. I was like, are they taxiing?
No.
Or are they in the air? They
were in the air.
Yikes.
So the turbulence were like, you know, because when you're at that end, you're like, okay, at least it's the end is coming. Yeah. But no, this was like mid-air. Wow. And they were literally like shaking to death.
It looked like, if you ever saw a car in the from the West Coast that has hydraulics.
Yes.
That's what it looked like. It just was like,
yeah, it was not pleasant.
Click the link in the show notes and watch the video, because I'm not doing it justice.
I would have been freaking out. Like,
yeah, that was
not
crazy.
soul plane. I'm dead. It definitely gave soul plane.
Right. It gave like the plane was bouncing to the beat of some song.
Wait, they did that hydraulics on soul plane.
They did have hydraulics on soul plane, and that's what it was giving. Yeah. But it was dead serious.
Yeah, I am just praying that I don't want to go through this. I don't want nobody to go through this, but everybody, let's get it together.
Please.
So these flights are not going through these experiences, and these passengers aren't going through these experiences, because that could be traumatic. Like,
it is traumatic.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had
now you don't want to fly no more.
Very turbulent flight a few flights back. And the whole time I was thinking, if this was my first flight, this would ruin me.
Exactly.
Because it was bad.
Yeah.
And I was like, my God.
Yeah.
So, but, you know, as a seasoned traveler, I'm like, all right, that's one out of
ideal,
every
exactly.
55. I don't know, random number. Don't quote me. But that's how I felt about it. But if, like you said, if traveling is not your norm, and you experience something like that, Jesus,
I'm
fix
cool.
it. Yeah, Jesus, fix it.
Especially like children, you know, people travel like service dogs. It's just a lot. So I'm like, airlines, well, more importantly, the planes, let's get it together because safety is key when it comes to traveling, especially flying. So
Boeing.
Yes, Boeing.
United.
I didn't want to bring them up because y'all in some hot water.
We appreciate what y'all have done for us thus far.
Let's keep
but
it
right
consistent.
now, this is not giving, okay? So please, just save the people before you need to
And
save
put y'all
the people.
seatbelts on. That's what I get from these videos.
Yeah.
Like, let me make sure that seatbelt on. Because I know a lot of us act
they
like
tell you that.
you put it over you or, like, put that seatbelt on.
Put your seatbelt on. It's not like you're not too cool for the safe belt.
Yeah, no. It's
Even Kanye told you that.
Yeah, put that seatbelt on. Okay?
Please put the seatbelt on. Because, again, we talked about it a few episodes ago. We know y'all don't listen to the safety briefing.
Oh, yeah.
We know y'all not listening because the ladies was cheering in and out. We know you're not listening. So hopefully you're listening to TFS, and we're telling you that they tell you to keep your seatbelt fastened at all times. Please do so. Because at this juncture, we don't know what the heck is going on in the sky. We just try and get to A to B safely.
It's rocky up there.
Child, Rocky Balboa. So Philly every time.
I'm dead.
Oh, man. Okay.
It's your girls of 𝗕𝗏𝒊𝒂𝒂𝒄.
Before we jump into today's episode, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to us on YouTube and listen wherever you get your podcasts.
And make sure that you're following us on Instagram and TikTok at 𝗕𝗏𝒊𝒂𝒂𝒄.
And of course, if you have a product or service that you'd like to see featured on an upcoming episode of 𝗕𝗏𝒊𝒂𝒂𝒄, shoot us an email at info@𝗕𝗏𝒊𝒂𝒂𝒄.com.
Now let's get back into the episode.
Going into our topic,
Yes.
I see.
Traveling while Black.
You know, there's a lot to be said about being a Black person abroad.
Absolutely.
And
Even domestically.
even domestically, that is very true because there once you cross that Mason-Dixon, get a little funny around there.
No, real rap.
No, for real. But
We need to go touch. That could be a whole nother episode.
crossing the Mason-Dixon. Nevertheless, we definitely are travelers who have experienced different things while traveling, being Black and being Black women.
Absolutely.
I will do another episode specifically to
Black
women.
women, yeah.
So these are just a few questions and or encounters that we've had and or noticed or that our friends have had and shared with us that we just want to discuss with you guys today and with ourselves to just kind of see how we can maybe debunk these going forward. And
Right. Or handle them better.
handle them better. There you go. Thanks, Jazz. So first one. Child, why do you always got to touch our hair or like our braids? And
Or
ask,
say something like,
or
girl.
say something about it, or ask if it's real, or how long did it take? Like, we don't even ask each other that. Like,
The fascination.
it's definitely
frustrating.
It's definitely a fascination. I think you hit it on the head when you said fascination.
It's definitely a fascination.
And I do understand it.
Absolutely.
I get it. It like because. I mean, yes, nowadays anybody can get braids. It feels like, but
Don't get braids if you're not Black. That's another episode.
What about locks? No blonde locks.
Yo, I'm not trying to disassociate from anyone, so moving on. Yeah.
But no.
Yes.
When that happens, like, how do you react? Like, how do you feel about it? Because I'll say, for me, I'm a peacemaker. So I'm just like, all right, if you have questions, I'm gonna answer them. If you want to touch my braids, maybe, but like my wig or my bundles, lay off me. And I do get that question more when it is my wigs, maybe because they be linked so good. Okay, so it's like,
Yeah.
Is that your hair? Like, oh my goodness, your hair is so
That's
pretty.
just such an awkward question to ask, though, in my opinion. I'm like, what difference does it make if it was or is it? I just don't understand. That question always blows me because I'm just like, I don't understand what the answer, like what value the answer has. Like,
I don't know.
Is that your real hair? Like, I don't understand what we're talking about.
Because I mean, listen.
Like, are those your real hands? Like, it's just a weird thing to ask.
Are those your real hands?
Like, what do you mean? It's on me. I don't know.
But the braids, I'm like, okay, like, fine with the braids. But the wigs, I'm always like,
definitely don't touch me.
I lean into it. I mean, like,
yes. Tasha will be like, yeah.
I'll be like, sure, yes. Period. Getting wet. I'm in the water. It's a thing. I'm gonna lean all the way into it. Like,
it's so interesting. I just think it's one of those things where we kind of talked about it earlier, like the backhanded comment, like compliment, where it's like you're stating something, but it's like, do you like it? Just say you like it. You know, like, what are we talking about? If it's mine or not. Like, girl, do you like my weave or no? You want one? You want to know who did it?
I'll send you her IG.
That's something like that. That's a valuable question. Who did your braids? They look nice. Now that's a
what we would say.
Exactly. But like, is that your real hair? It's like, are you trying to scalp me? Because I don't like that. It's like, I don't know what your intentions are with this question.
Leave me alone.
Do you want it off of my head?
Jasmine would say, don't do me.
Don't, please. And definitely don't touch my hair in any way, shape, or form.
I know a lot of people are in the same, they have the same position as you, as don't touch my hair.
Yeah.
So I get that part. But yeah.
You gonna comment regardless.
Y'all gonna comment on this, as y'all should. And everybody's gonna comment, because I would like to preface by saying, we're not saying anyone's right or wrong. No. We're literally just having this discussion, because I feel like people are gonna be like, well, why it always gotta be about race? Because we're talking about traveling while black. Let me just say, this is a episode about traveling while black. So
I mean, could start asking white people if that's their real hair and starting a trend.
Maybe. And then, record it, put it on YouTube, and y'all watch that too. But by no means is this meant to offend everybody, but it is a conversation that
it happens. Yeah. And it's like, it happens, especially like we said, as women, like that's just one of those things. But I think even with men who have like locks, like you mentioned, or have hair, they start conversations as well, where people are just like, oh, wow, that's different. Like,
hair is a conversation starter.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's just how you start the conversation.
But I don't
like what the question you ask and how the inflections and everything. Just be mindful.
It just be like, what are we talking about? Like,
and why?
Why?
How did we get here?
Like, why? What is the value in that?
Another one.
Oh, this one is the one.
Go ahead.
This happened to us in Colombia, but it wasn't the photos. It was the rapping. But same thing. Being bombarded, like, especially abroad, and people wanting to take those photos with or of you or both. I know you went through that in some of your last year's travels. Yes. But yeah, I think that is a big thing. Like, and we see it all the time. People post it, like, post content of it, like, this traveling while black. This is me getting, bombarded by all these people, or people just looking at me, taking photos of me, whether knowingly or unknowingly. It can be awkward. Yeah.
I mean, when I was in India, it was like if Beyonce came to the United States.
Yeah.
Like, not the United States, but like in your neighborhood. Like, and you just couldn't help yourself. And I'm not calling myself Beyonce. I'm just saying. Just saying. We were bombarded with, can I take a picture with you? Can I take a picture, to the point where the tour guide had to say,
stop,
lay off of them. All right. Because at first we were like, okay, cool. Like, understandably, you guys don't see black people often.
Oh, yeah.
So I understood where it was coming from.
That is usually where it stems from. So again, like, all of these things we're discussing, we're not saying are bad things.
No.
Because a lot of times it could be a respect thing where it's like, it's a value. Like, I never saw something so beautiful and admirable. Like, I've only seen this on television. The thing that I don't like about it is, what you gonna do with them pictures of me?
So our tour guide schooled us, because
you gonna frame them?
Our tour guide said that at least in India, I can't speak for everybody, but our tour guide said in India, they put them on their Facebook, and they listen, and they basically get status because they're with black people. Like it's like they're cooler. They're
Not the
instantly
black-
cooler. They can like, it's almost like a flex. It's not even almost, it's a flex.
Who has the heftiest photo album?
Like
the most encounters.
Like, and it's like it's a true flex. And I was like, they put them on their Facebook. He's like, on their Facebook.
That's hilarious. If I end up on somebody's Facebook,
You're probably there and don't know.
I just don't like that.
But like I said, I get it. Most people don't see people
It's an
of color
admiration
often.
thing. Yeah.
Especially,
I mean, sometimes.
Especially, like you said, when it's mostly on TV.
Yeah.
So in person is a different experience and a different feeling.
They do
And
exist.
You're like, wow, these black is beautiful.
Yeah. It's like when the Eminem and Sienna see each other. It's like, oh my gosh, what in this?
They do exist.
Wow.
First of all, that's such a classic commercial.
Yes.
That's
If y'all don't know that, come on
now, who are you?
tell them my age.
It has been around for a long time, but they still put it out every holiday
They do
season.
exist.
They do exist.
That's how they be.
That is how they be, and that's cool. I mean, I'm definitely in plenty of photo albums around the world.
Yeah, I'm gonna pass on it. You see, we have completely opposing. I'm not taking those pictures.
I just be trying, you know what?
I was watching them in India,
right.
like they really taking pictures with the people. That's so crazy.
That's so crazy.
Because just immediately I think, where is this going?
Yeah.
So
and
I just opt
didn't
out. I'm
even
like,
think-
oh no, it's
but,
okay. Thank you.
It was Shan who asked, like,
Like,
what
you don't
do
print
they
the
do?
pictures.
Your fellow Virgo. That's why
What you
she
doing
was
with the
asking.
pictures?
And then we learned.
Then next thing you know, they making money off of you.
There you go. Who knows? That's true. And we ain't seen a dime of it.
Right, exactly.
Propaganda. The propaganda. All right. Next one. And this one hit home for me.
Yeah.
And I cannot stand this. And it just happened again
Oh, really?
when we were coming from Colombia. Being profiled during the boarding process when you're lining up in the earlier groups. And I've seen several people tell stories about this. And I can think specifically of a story Ronnie Dunstan from Road to 100 Countries shared, where him and his family, all they do is fly first in business class. And the lady literally was like, excuse me, you gotta wait. And he was like, wait, for what? And she actually had a boarding group like later and just assumed that he wasn't in group one.
Yep.
And he was like, yeah, I'm actually going to
I'm actually ahead of group one.
and I'm also making a left when I get on this plane, not a right.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm not even sitting with you. What are you talking about?
but it happened to me
Yeah.
when we were coming from Colombia. And it's like,
And going.
I was like, and going. Because I was I'm in this group. And she was like, excuse me, what group? I'm like, they're on group 3. I'm in line for group 3. Oh, okay. She had group 4. Back up off me.
Yeah. And often it's not even the workers, it's fellow travelers.
Oh, yeah,
like,
I'm
you
talking
know,
about
it's
the fellow
never,
travelers.
like,
I'm
it's never
talking
like,
about that.
oh, the gate agent who's like, oh, can I see your boarding pass again?
Yeah, I'm
And
not
double
talking
check,
about
or
that.
you're not going to have a flight attendant come up and say, oh, can I check your seat? Like, it's just always people who are in, you know, general population like me. No shade.
Gym pop.
Yeah, because listen, y'all know me. I ain't get there yet. But I do think that it's often just like a perception thing, you know? And it's like, how can you perceive me to be of lesser value than you when you in row 40, babe? That's what I'm like. Just because you've been flying with American, but like, you still don't got no status.
And that's the part. Like, how did we get here? Because I'm sure, I know for a fact, you're older than me. I know for a fact you've probably been flying with them longer.
Yes. Yeah.
Lay off me.
You should have been on. How you even see me?
My status is my
You
status.
should have been on already. If you saw that.
And I just don't understand why that is. I mean,
Yeah.
like, I shouldn't even say I don't understand. I do understand. I just wish that wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
And I personally think at this juncture, like, and just where we are as a society now, there's just so many more black people in business, first class,
Exactly.
airport lounges, all of that. Why are we still confused? Why are we still wondering if they're supposed to be here? Additionally, there's a part of me that I don't know. It's almost like I got a responsibility to the people of color. When I'm showing up in a space, I show up with style and grace because I already know you expecting it to not be and give what it's supposed to give. So now I got to go the extra mile to make sure I'm presentable because now I'm technically in quote unquote an alternate space, we'll call it.
Yeah.
And then I still get profile. And like, I just did all this for what?
I think what adds another layer to that is being younger as well.
Yes.
Because I think like not only like traveling while Black and being a Black woman, it's also like a thing of like, you're a younger person. It's
too
no
young
way that you would, you know, like you just booked a last minute flight and you just going to Miami real quick. Like it's no way this is well thought. Or, you know, so I think that also adds a layer into all these things, like being a millennial and people perceive, like, you know, people who have been flying for decades looking at you like, what you doing here?
Yeah.
You the reason the price is going up. Like, you know, so I think that's also a thing. So traveling while a millennial, a Black millennial, you know, and like you said, we show up, we show out often, you know, and I think that adds a layer to it too, where it's like,
it happened so many times on our last trip.
Yeah.
Because it happened again in the American Express lounge before you guys got there. Where I was trying to, you know, I basically had my stuff in the 2 seats. This whole entire, sorry white people, white family, he comes over and starts moving the luggage. It's clear that this is someone's luggage. You don't know if it's mine or not. But I positioned it in a way that was, it's not, doesn't look like I'm holding a seat.
It looks like
that people went to go and get their things.
Yeah.
But you felt somewhat, why did you feel so entitled to
that it's
touch
like, we
that
pay,
stuff?
I have this act, like, and it's like, we all have this access. That's
and it's
why
like,
we're here.
I feel like you did that because it's me sitting there. Because you asked, is there someone sitting here? And I said, yes, those are my friends' things. Why are you touching my stuff?
And that's actually a perfect transition because, like you said, it's like I feel like you trying to play me. And I do think often they do be trying to play us. They do. And again, they could be other races, older people. Like these could be a lot of different.
He was certainly an older gentleman.
Yeah, these can be a lot of things of, you know, who we have these encounters with. But I also think the biggest thing with us as Black travelers is feeling subconscious often about how we travel. Like, you know, Tosh, for instance, obviously, you know, you're showing up, you know, you have that luxury experience, you know, your status with the airlines and with so people are going to think, like, often we think, are they looking at me? Because I'm in first class or because I'm, you know, I had this value. Like I watched this TikTok, this luxury traveler, like literally, which she's a travel content creator. This is what she does for a living. And very luxurious lifestyle. So, you know, all the shopping, all the experience, the boats, all of that. And people are always in her comments, like saying how she uses the government for free things. And just saying, like, comment, like, you know, like, basically making her lesser than what she actually is just off of their assumption. You don't
know that lady? She could literally just be getting to the bag off a digital product.
Which she is.
Okay.
But I think, again, a lot of people, a lot of things become perception where it's just like people perceive Black travelers as a
scam.
Either a scam, less than messy. You know, you got the Miami little controllers like, oh, you're going to just come and be rowdy and not have any money to split the tab. And blah, like, so I do think a lot of that camaraderie around Black travel kind of goes into our mind. Because I know for me personally, when I went to Paris, like by myself, I was like, I got braids. I'm like a thick Black woman. I don't speak any French. So I'm just like, what is this experience about to be for me? Yeah. And this is just me going into, like, obviously this is something I want to do, but I cannot say that I was not like having these negative thoughts of like, this can go wrong. This can be this or this can. And I'm like, I had a time. I had such a great time. Everyone was like so great with me not speaking French. But so like me being it was just so amazing. But again, going into it, I was very subconscious about it. Like, I'm like, I gotta wear braids in Europe. They're gonna be like, let me tell you, ain't nobody say nothing about them braids. Like, nobody cared about the braids.
Right. But to your point, we get in our own heads because we're just so used to being scrutinized.
Do I deserve to be in this space?
And that's sad. I saw another TikTok where a guy was in Louis Vuitton with his I want to say his mom, and he brought his mom there to purchase a bag for her. They were also, it was in Paris, at the Louis Vuitton store in Paris, and they said when, or he said in the TikTok, and he showed it, when they were bringing over the bags, and if you've ever been in Louis Vuitton, you already know that this is about to be straight BS. When they were bringing over the bags to show him, the bags had
sensors on
the security tags on it. Where you at in any luxury store where they bring you a bag with a security tag on it?
Yeah.
Because obviously you are going to walk up to the mirror. You're going to see
that
how it looks on you.
They don't even have security tags on the
That's
items.
Exactly
How did that get on there?
He said she put them
she put that on
when she went to the back and put it on.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And that's sad. Because clearly, then if you scroll his page, he's not
giving,
new to this.
Yeah,
he's true to this.
He
wanted to treat his mom to a bag in Paris.
Absolutely.
So it was like, dang, can we just be great?
Yeah.
That is another level of the profiling, and it's sad because we are aware that you can go to Europe and purchase your luxury goods and save money on VAT tax and all those different things where it's like, okay, fine. The internet maybe shared the hacks, if you will, or let the cat out of the bag that you guys were already taking advantage of. But that's not fair to just be like, all right, well, we're going to just think you won't be weird about this, so I'm going to put security tags on it. Or
that's
additionally, for us to be judging ourselves before someone judges us, in the case that you shared about your
do I even feel comfortable? Yeah. Like, because even with that, he's like, do I even, well, I mean, he probably didn't feel that. But after that experience, you're like, do I even, maybe I should just order online. Like, maybe I don't want to present and be, and have to go through the scrutiny as a Black traveler. Yeah. So it kind of takes away from the experience.
And it's very interesting because when I think about it in the abroad sense versus if I just pulled up on Rodeo Drive in California and I'm like, is the experience any different or is it not?
Yeah.
I mean, because there's another traveler that I know who did pull up to Rodeo Drive and got a similar experience.
Absolutely.
So,
yep. That's why I'm like, domestically could be worse sometimes.
Yeah, so I'm like,
because we are used to it. So the thing is, when we're talking abroad, again, we can kind of talk about the differences in like maybe you don't see this frequently, or maybe you're used to seeing this type of person. But like LA, y'all know, but like so when stuff like that happens to us in like our own spaces, is like, what really is the root of this? Like,
it's definitely Miley. What's good?
What's really tea? Because what I live around the corner. Like,
I live around that part.
So what I live around the corner. Like, you see me every day going outside. To Starbucks across the street. Like, what are we talking about? So yeah,
yeah, that's a tricky one, and
it's tough.
I don't even know that we can overcome that. I just think,
again, I think it's just a matter of discussing it. So then like like, okay, I know how to maneuver if someone is interpreting me in this way, but also how to not be that person in those spaces to be interpreted in that way. Yeah, because sometimes we do show up and show a little too out, and especially when it comes to traveling. Like, chill, and you hear you want to get that experience. Like you want to go to Louis Vuitton. You might didn't want to get nothing, but you want to go to Louis Vuitton while you're in Paris. Like so keep it cute. Because I done did it. I done been to the designer. I ain't buy nothing, but you got to keep it cute.
Keep it cute.
Yeah.
See what you might like. Get your champagne.
Exactly.
Get the card and get out.
They're like, what? I might stop back.
Let me get your card. That's hilarious. But guess what? They said it's like something about like a psychological thing where it's that live the way in which you desire.
Absolutely.
And it's like, that's not saying spend all your money that you don't have yet, but it's just saying mentally put yourself in those spaces that you desire to be in.
Absolutely.
Or physically, in
whether
your
it's
case.
First class, Louis Vuitton, Paris, wherever it is, put yourself in those spaces so you know how you want to maneuver and to be perceived in those spaces.
Because who told you weren't welcome?
Absolutely.
You're welcome.
Just don't be wildin'.
Yeah, like, but also like, I think that's another thing where we just kind of like automatically, what's the word I'm looking for? We just take ourselves out of experiences without even realizing. Thank you. We exclude ourselves from experiences
for sure
without even realizing we're welcome You just don't come in here doing the most.
Well, even travel in general.
Yeah.
I think that's how
Travel
we have
is exactly
this
what
episode.
I'm talking about.
Exactly. You know what I mean? And that's why
Why
we're
aren't
able
we
to
taking experiences?
have these layers and come across these encounters, because these are things that we are newly discovering, because Black people are traveling more than ever now. And it's not a uncommon thing to where you have to be either someone who does it for a profession or someone who has millions of dollars, extra money. Like, you too can just be outside. Like, you know what I mean? So that's why we're able to have these conversations, because your average Joe can just hop on a plane, sit in first class, get that full experience, show you what I ate and like, I love it. So I think that's also why we're able to even have these conversations, because we're doing it.
We're doing it. And we're doing it at a heavy clip.
Period.
Another one, assuming we're interested and or care to converse. Like, that lack of reading the room, that be bothering me sometimes. Because a lot of times, I won't even say sometimes, I think I just have I have a welcoming spirit, as we've learned here on this episode now, because Jasmine is like, what are you doing?
Do not
and
touch
I'm
my hair.
like, I guess. So with that being said, people always want to bust a conversation.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if it's on a plane, bro, I definitely plan to just be asleep.
Yeah, that is the worst.
If it's at the bar, it's like, I really just wanted to eat my food and drink my drink in peace. Like, people just be like,
and
they just want to bust it up.
I think that's like both sides. Like, when it comes to reading a room, I think also, like we say, you know, some people don't see Black people often. So it's like you might be having a conversation about hair or something like that. But then also, I feel like we see each other and we be like, oh, that's my girl. Like, yeah, that's where you going? Where you staying at?
Yeah.
Oh, how long you gonna be out here? Oh, what's your Instagram? Like, babe. Sometimes that's me, so. But sometimes I be having my AirPods in and be like,
leave me alone.
Why are you talking to me? But I'm going to continue to have this conversation.
But it also doesn't always equate to something about travel or something about your physical appearance.
Oh, yeah.
I've been in instances where someone just literally sat down and been like,
and dumped.
Oh, today is the worst day. Like, hello,
now I know about your children.
Like, it literally just happened to me. That's really why I'm saying this, because I'm like,
don't do it,
ma'am. Whoa, this is a lot.
What did she tell you?
I just was trying to eat my bucatini.
What did she tell you? What do we know?
She literally sat down. She was just like, she saw my espresso martini. And she was like, wow, I was swearing those off, but seeing yours, it's like, okay. Then it was like, she was like, but it's a little darker. So I was like, yeah, I usually don't add the Baileys and I do the bourbon, you know, my spiel. So then she was like, I'm going to have what you're having. So she ordered it with the bartender. Then while the bartender was making it, somehow I knew that this was the worst time in her family, because Easter's because of the Easter holiday and the family and then the person who was meeting her is like annoying, but they're meeting her anyway. All of this information in 4.5 minutes. And I was just like, I really just want to eat this pasta and drink this drink. I specifically came here at this hour, which was 4:30, for peace and quiet. I
didn't even think they were open yet. I didn't know other people were here.
I was like, I just came from the DMV, spent there waiting to get a darn new license. It's hot in there, and now I'm here with this.
Oh my God.
I was like, this is too much.
Yeah, that happened to me at the bar recently too. And I'm like, what about me, Gabe? Talk to me. I don't know. I don't know where we went wrong. It also was an espresso martini that started that conversation. So if I got to switch my drink up for you to stop talking to me, will do. Just let me know.
And granted, I'm not saying don't talk to me. I do talk to people. But you know, sometimes you really are just trying to decompress.
Oh, yeah.
And I feel like it's often when you're trying to
little
decompress where
date,
people cannot read the room. And I'm like, I just want a solo date. Please be quiet.
They're like, how often do you come here? I'm like,
oh, never anymore.
Never, exactly. What days do you come? So I could know not to come back on those days, because girl, you are blowing me.
But yeah, the moral of that story is please read the room.
Yes.
And again, most people are welcoming, they'll at least respond. But kind of notice if they want to keep the conversation going, please.
Just so hard to do. It's really like, look for AirPods. Look for something. Look for indicators.
They'll look back down at their phone.
I'm sorry. Are you doing something right now? You know what? I'm going to back off.
There's indicators, guys. There's indicators.
I am going to back off.
Definitely the AirPod for sure.
The phone check. If we have a conversation and I'm like, this, babe, let me go.
Let me go.
Just let me take this.
Let me go.
I'm gonna fade out.
So yeah,
I think lastly would be feeling secure in being the only or one of the only Black people in the room.
Yeah,
you know, like being the only Black person, whether it's like you said, in first class, or
I think it died, but that's all right. I'll use my phone.
Oh. Sorry, y'all.
Computer died, but we good.
Or in the Amex lounge.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, feel comfortable in knowing your status, who you are. And again, you know, not showing out a little too much. Be mindful as well. Yeah. Like, you know, you don't want to be the loudest on the plane.
Yeah. I mean, I'm like super used to this at this point. Like most of the business trips that I go on, most of the things that I'm invited to, just like a lot of stuff. I'm the only person, only Black person. I'm used to being the only female. I'm used to being the youngest person. Like I'm used to being the only of something.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so I've kind of learned to handle it by doing this, which is shining the brightest. That's just been my thing, because at the end of the day, and like it's kind of like a trending thing to say now, but Black is beautiful. Yeah. And more importantly, people are so interested in us. And it's not like, I know we talked about all these little things where it's like, all right, don't talk to me, or don't touch my hair and all this stuff. But the reality is people are very much interested in us. We are a unique kind of people. We have a presence. We have an aura. We can dance. We are showmen. We are a vibe. We are entertaining. It is special to be in our presence. And so I've learned that, and now I lean into that.
Absolutely.
But also in the room, when you're in the room and you're the only person, there is a matter of, let me make sure I know my exits, and let me make sure I know what's happening.
Because don't try me.
Because don't try me. Additionally, also, if you do see another person of color in the room, it's kind of like all right, I see you, you see me. All right, now we in here. We in here.
Good credit crew. We locked in.
There you go. And that's any space. You kind of always do kind of like spot the people. Yeah. All right, it's a couple of us in here.
Yeah, no, I think that's so true. Like, I think, like you said, in most of these instances we discuss, it's not always a negative thing. It's often admiration.
Absolutely.
And I think, again, a lot of us put ourselves, you know, it can be annoying. It can be frustrating. It can be like, I don't want to necessarily have to have conversations that I don't have to have, that everybody doesn't have to have.
Yeah.
But when you do lean into it and add value, you don't realize, like, oh, wow, like, it's really young Black women out here living their best life. Like, you know, like, I've talked to so many older women, like, during my travels, whether, you know, Black, white, whatever. And they'll just be like, that's so cool.
Yes.
Like, look at you doing like this. That's so cool. And I think that adds value to people, to show them like, oh, I still got a little life to live, or I can reframe what, you know, life is to me, or what travel means to me.
Absolutely.
Because it's like, oh, it's this girl. Or I'm always like, oh yeah, I was just here, and I'm going, they're like, you were just weird 2 weeks ago. Like, that's so cool. And now it's like, let me add another little trip to my itinerary, to my yearly calendar. So I think it just adds value.
It's motivating.
Exactly.
And motivating across what do you call it? Generations.
Yeah, that's the real.
Yes, because you made a very good point where we're inspiring each other as Black travelers.
Yep.
Like, you see me, you see Jazz, we see you. It's a cycle of inspiration.
For sure.
And then the outsides are inspired as well.
They want to know, like, how you doing it? What are you doing? Yeah. And again, we're so entertaining. We're so creative. Like, we're able to kind of present things to be like, oh, it is skeptical. How did you do that? Like, how did that happen? How do you do this and make it look so good, and do it on a budget, or do it in, you know, so frequently or whatever? So it kind of causes all these questions.
Absolutely. And that's fine. They must not hear Travel Guys International. That's okay.
Period.
Them little travel deals get us what we got.
Get us outside.
So, yeah. All right. So what would you say, if I'm using my phone now, guys, because the computer died, so the notes is on the phone. What would you say is the most annoying Black travel encounter? Either on the list or off the list?
It will probably be the pictures for me.
The pictures, Jasmine. Like, where is you putting my picture?
I just don't understand. I'm like the hair I get, but the pictures, I'm just like, no. Like you see me right now. Why you want to look at me later? It's freaking me out,
bro. I'm trying to tell you, it's like there's
his Facebook
like,
status.
It's literally.
I'm gonna look into this later.
It is a thing. He's like, oh my gosh, I got a picture with this Black girl.
Yo, that's crazy.
He like, I'm him.
I'm gonna find you all these people.
I bet
Facebook.
you don't got this. You probably will, guaranteed. And meanwhile, they at the crib like, I bet you don't got this.
Right. I bet you ain't never seen this before in person.
Bro, it's the equivalent of like, I'm about to really give y'all an inside scoop into how low-key corny I am. It's the equivalent of, I used to have Yu-Gi-Oh cards, blue-eyed white dragon.
I was not expecting this.
Holographic blue-eyed white dragon.
I was not expecting that transition.
I know, no one was. And now you know really how corny I am.
It's Ricky, like, yeah, blue-eyed white dragon.
It's Ricky in the background. That's my guy. He knew exactly where I was going. So that's the equivalent of a photo with a Black girl.
Do not understand. And that's why I don't like it.
I can't.
How about you?
Yeah, mine is 100% the airport profiling.
Oh yeah,
lay
and you
off
go
of
through
me.
That often. Yeah.
Often lay off of me, please. I've earned this place.
Like I did the work.
I'm here.
I did the work. I spent the money. Okay. I got the status.
Okay.
Like,
please lay off because I'm going to be here for a while.
Because I'll be back.
I'll be back. So you might as well get used to it.
And I might have a higher status then.
And I might and will.
We'll have a higher status. Period.
So please lay off of me and my friends and whoever else you see.
Yes.
Because they did what they needed to do to enjoy that experience. And that's
even with like that, it's like even like global entry and stuff like that. They're like, oh, I'm like, girl, you think I don't know which line to go to? I'm going to the line with no people. I paid for this. They be like, oh, this. I'm like, I know how this works.
Now that's definitely when you get profiled in the States.
They have the like people, the agents working who's like,
you didn't say it.
Delegate. I didn't ask you where to go, babe.
You didn't, but you also weren't saying it until I came into your line of sight. If you don't have global entry,
or they be like, you got global entry. I'm be like, that's why I'm walking past you.
Yes. Good night. Keep it rolling.
Alrighty.
I know where to go. Know how to do this. Been doing it.
There are signs here. Thank you. And that be us. Yeah, that be us.
So I don't even know how we got there either.
Yeah.
Like, how do we get there? We're profiling each other too.
Yeah.
But y'all, that's another story.
Mm-hmm. Like, can you size the bag? I'm like,
for another time.
I will size it.
Lay off of us, please. Okay. And more importantly, Black travelers, keep shining.
Period. Showing up, showing out.
Oh, because it's giving and it's doing what it's supposed to do. And honestly, I was going to say, when the conversations are had, it's shifting.
Exactly.
There's a shift.
Exactly.
So we welcome the conversations.
I think travel right now is mostly about Black travel.
Listen, we outside. And I actually saw a figure with last year that the Black travel dollar was the most powerful.
That's where I'm feeling right now. Yeah, I feel like we are the trend of travel.
A lot of money on travel last year.
Don't I know it? Okay.
So,
don't even want to reflect.
Knowing that, guys, just know you in the rooms and the spaces.
Yeah, you in the right space. Absolutely.
That's it.
You on the right plane. You in the right destination. You in the right lounge.
Because the numbers don't lie.
Exactly.
And that's why you keep seeing what you're seeing, and marketing and such is targeting us and all of that, because the numbers don't lie. And at the end of the day, dollars make sense.
Period.
Okay? per. So keep booking your TGI travel deals.
Because here we go.
And being outside. Because if you didn't know, but now you know today, Jasmine and I are both a part of Travel Goddess International, which is a full-service travel agency that can assist with bringing your next unforgettable vacation experience to life.
Period. So we gonna get you traveling while black or whatever you are, because we don't discriminate. Visit travelgoddessintl.com and we got you.
Perfect. Yes, because black travel, we need to be outside. All right. Again, computer died, so back to the phone. The travel deal of the week. Oh my goodness. Didn't even mean to do this, but it's so perfect. All right. The travel deal of the week. 6 days and 5 nights.
Y'all play too much.
In Nairobi, Kenya.
Oh, wow. It is
the
Africa.
motherland.
Wow. Very fitting.
Didn't even do that intentionally.
Wow.
Just was like, wow, that's a really good deal. Anyways, the motherland. 6 days, 5 nights in Nairobi, Kenya. Mid-October, Saturday to Friday, with round-trip flights via Kenya Airways, flying out of Charlotte Airport, CLT, and staying in 5-star hotel accommodations at the Boma Nairobi. All of that, 6 days, 5 nights, $350 per person. I mean, sorry, $13.50, child.
I was about to say.
Jasmine's about to fall out the seat. She's about to fall out the seat. $13.50 per person. I know, I'm sorry. Either way, that's still really
crazy,
good because the flights.
But the $350 almost hit.
I'm so sorry.
No,
I know.
I'm
sorry,
but that's still
y'all.
sweet. That's still sweet. $13.50 for Africa. Come on, you Kenya at that. You can't beat it, but y'all still almost had a heart attack.
A heart attack. I realized I was like, I missed the number.
Right. She's like, hold on, why you dying?
This is what happens when the computer dies. I'm trying to read it on my phone. It's not right.
Misinformation.
It's not right. $13.50 per person for 6 days, 5 nights in Kenya.
Yes.
That includes the travel dates. So this is 6 days and 5 nights in destination.
Oh, wow.
So your travel is to and from. So I guess your whole experience would be an 8-day trip, if you will, considering
that distance.
The overnight from and the overnight to. Mm-hmm. But $13.50
for
child,
Africa,
that's the flight.
Come on.
That is the
at
cost
a 5-star.
of the flight. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And now you already know this is a premium deal, y'all. So
I already knew.
We must get that tape up for
I already knew that one.
So if you are interested, you already know that little $9 a month gonna get you far. Clearly.
Real far. We're going to Africa kind of far. $9 to get you to Africa is crazy.
I mean, then it becomes $13.59.
Yeah, but come on. You gotta start somewhere.
But of course, if you are interested in this deal, the details of this deal, or any of our travel deals, of course, click the link in the show notes to get the tea. Or in this case, to sign up for the premium membership and then get the tea. Do you need the phone for when brunch abroad? Or do you remember?
I need it. I try to remember, but I don't. Okay, there we go. This week's brunch abroad, one of my favorite cities and my favorite color. Houston has a new pink restaurant. It's all pink. They do brunch. That's Pink Brunch Houston. Sounds perfect. Booking a flight. It's called Postscripts. So cute. It's so cute. It's literally like a cursive font. It's very trendy, fashionable. It has like that Barbie world kind of vibe.
Yep.
But yeah, they do a great brunch. It looks like a very eclectic menu. Like they had like octopus and a bunch of different things. So not your average brunch, but the aesthetic look worth it.
Yeah.
So I'm going.
What's the drinks looking like?
The drinks are not bottomless, but very cute cocktails. Very cute cocktails.
Like presentation.
Yeah, presentation. And boozy. Like, you know, it's not just a one and done. Like they were well thought out cocktails. So I think you're going to get drunk. Worth a try.
It sounds a little white limousine-y.
Exactly. It gives that type of vibe. Like it's you come for the aesthetic, but the food, the drinks the vibes going to follow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's a good brunch.
Yeah. If you guys haven't watched our Nashville episode, White Limousine is in there, and then you'll learn all about it.
Was a vibe.
Very much so.
It was the Jello shot, the champagne Jello shot.
It really has so much fun.
In Nashville. Yeah, Nashville ate.
It did. And again, fitting to the theme of this episode, we weren't sure what to expect by being black in Nashville.
Exactly.
But it served So
Oh
that's
my
the other
gosh.
thing.
Then I went back and got even blacker in Nashville.
Y'all did
I
for the,
said,
for the
oh,
match weekend.
shoot. We out here.
Right.
I said, okay, swag surf.
See, so that's another thing. It's like, don't count destinations
Oh,
out.
absolutely.
Because you normally see footage of one type of person or people.
Do your research.
Do your research.
Yeah, because it's a black man everywhere, baby.
I was going to
Trust
say,
me.
or just bust up in that thing.
Yeah,
like,
it
I'm
started.
here.
Yeah, it started. Who black here? Y'all trying to link up?
I love it. All right. Last but not least, question of the day. Question of the day, Jasmine. What is your favorite European country?
Italy.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Italy.
I love Italy.
Layers. You get everything.
Yeah.
You get fashion. You get food. You get that high end. We talk about the the shopping, like all. You get all of that, but
That's a good one.
it's the wine, the food, reasonably priced, everything across the board for the most part.
The experiences. Like,
Yeah.
Italy is
The gelato.
huge, and it's like you can be in the beach, you can be in the sand, you can be in the
You can be in the
vineyards.
water. You could be literally.
It's like it's
all of the things, and
all
you
the
literally can
things.
bounce around for a
Yeah.
very reasonable price
Yeah.
to get the experience from the beach to the city to the
Yeah,
Yeah.
countryside.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Italy is that's an excellent answer. Actually, I really enjoyed my time in Italy.
I need to go back.
Well, since Jess said Italy, even though I wasn't thinking about it, I'm like, man,
That's such a good one,
I'm mad at
right?
myself for not thinking about Italy.
I think I know what you're gonna say.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go Greece.
I knew it.
You don't
And that's the
know me.
episode. I'm just kidding. I literally knew you was gonna say Greece. I knew it.
Greece is such a stunning destination.
Gorgeous, yeah.
But additionally, the people and the food in Greece truly elevate the experience.
That's one of my favorite types of food.
Oh my goodness. When you get there. Yeah. Matter of fact, when we get there, because now I feel like you got to go with me. It ain't gonna do, it's not going to be right.
Let's go.
It's going to blow your mind.
Yeah. And the view, like, it's just when you
It's
think
stunning.
of Greece, I just think of beauty. Like, I can just think of so many different visuals, but they all are breathtaking.
I just don't even understand how that is a place on earth.
Yeah.
It is so beautiful there.
I need to get there.
And the cultural experience in Greece, like you just feel so immersed. And I get it because like if you're in Athens, if you're in Santorini or whatever, if you're in Mykonos, it's like, all right, cool. These are super touristy. But if you go to like Paros, which is another island, or Naxos, which is another island, Crete, these places are like, I don't want to call them untapped, but just a
Hidden
little
gems,
less.
low-key.
Yeah, like it's just
Yeah.
a little less saturated where you can feel Greece. And it's like, oh my gosh, I just love it
And
here.
you can just like ferry
I was
hop,
just going to
right?
say that. And then the ferry system is so great. So you can island hop and be one place for 2 nights, another place for 2 nights.
We love that.
And it's so reasonable. And then, yeah, like, ciao, Greek. Ciao. And then all the islands give you different feels. So
And that-
Mykonos is
yeah,
turned up.
exactly.
Santorini is just beautiful and then
more
culinary
chill.
experience. Athens obviously is rich in history. Like Paros is just like kind of like R&R. Child, please. Greece,
I love it. I need to get there.
my favorite.
Italy and Greece.
Italy and Greece.
Come on. Come on. What's your favorite?
What is you guys' favorite European country?
Yeah.
Drop it in the comments. Let us know. And if you care to share why, that would be great. So that way we
Exactly.
can be inspired to visit your favorites and you can be inspired to visit ours. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the episode on YouTube and listen wherever you get your podcasts.
Yes. And follow us, Travel Fly Sexy, on Instagram and TikTok, and share our content. Like, leave us a little comment.
We appreciate that. And of course, if you have a product or a service that you'd like to see featured on an upcoming episode of TFS, shoot us an email, info@travelflysexy.com.
Period. And leave us reviews.
Please.
We are at 51. Oh my God, we almost a year old.
Child, this is crazy. Like, I think we're a year old, I think, like next week.
Yeah.
What?
We'll be celebrating our 1-year anniversary.
This is too much.
It's crazy.
This
So
is wild.
let us know how you feel about us and TFS being around for a year. When did you start? Like, just leave us feedback about us being almost a year old.
Yes, like when did you start listening or watching?
What episode? Like, what got you here?
Yes, what keeps you here?
Period.
Like all of that. Oh my gosh, this is wild.
I know.
And more importantly, come to Bali.
Bali. Oh my God, how we forget.
Right.
We going to Bali, y'all. Go back to our last episode, get the full tea on Bali.
Yes.
You can pay now.
Yes.
If there's any spots left. Just kidding. There's no spots left. Click the link in the show notes and read it. Go back, listen to our last episode to get the full itinerary. Click around and, you know,
Pay
secure
that
your
deposit,
spot.
okay?
Yeah.
We're paying full if you got it like that.
Period. I don't, but...
Lord, oh my goodness. All right, this episode was crazy, but hopefully it was fun.
That's what
for you.
Traveling while black is. Crazy but fun.
Crazy but fun. There you go. Until next time, guys. Bye.